Alright guys, as promised, we are back. I promised via Twitter and via a YouTube community post that I would be doing some kind of quiz or test or reaction video today on the show, and here we are. We're doing the Moral Foundations test, which you can do yourself on rdrlabs.com. It's a really good site for doing tests if you want to satisfy your narcissistic urges to talk about yourself to a computer, basically. And I've done this test a few times, like over the course of last few years, but I just thought I'd come back to it for you guys. And basically how the questions work is that you got to decide whether there's a statement and you got to decide whether it's morally okay or not. And there's 36 questions. I'll try and get through them as fast as I can, but the whole point of me doing this is that I get to talk. You get to learn a little bit about me. You get to see this really good quiz that you can do yourselves. Learn a little bit about yourselves too. So let's get into it. First question. Julie asks her friends not to fraternize with her ex-boyfriend Jake since he cheated on her with other women. 3 weeks later, Julie's friend Melissa is dating him. Well, Julie's friend Melissa is an absolute moron. Because, I mean, why would you want to date someone who your friend has said is unfaithful? That's not you. I mean, yes, she doesn't have to do what Julie tells her to do, but Melissa should really have a bit more common sense. So I'd say it's not like pure evil, but it's very stupid and it's not a very nice way to treat a friend. Second thing is, Adam and Beth have been dating for 3 years. Adam is reluctant to have children, so Beth tells him that she's on the pill when she isn't. That is absolutely not okay. In fact, that is a form of rape, although in the UK it would be rape, because apparently if you don't have a penis you can't rape in this country, which is one of the many reasons why the UK is so fucking backward. I mean, if a guy was to slip his condom off during intercourse, then that'd be called stealthing. That would be a form of that would be a sexual offence. He would quite rightly be given quite harsh punishment for that, I would hope, although this country is notoriously weak on sex offenders. But anyway, goes without saying that this is a dreadful thing to do to someone, because people always talk about the right to choose with abortion and that, but I think if women have if the partner who carries the child has the right to choose, then so should the one who fertilizes that partner. The right to choose should cut both ways, otherwise that's not equality, and that would once again deal a hammer blow for the reputation of feminism. Brian does not cooperate with law enforcement. Whenever he's pulled over, he refuses to answer questions and starts bickering with the officer about his rights. Well, Brian seems a bit like a Karen. So, I mean, that is not okay. I wouldn't say that's okay. I mean, I would say that's highly morally suspect if you refuse to answer questions. Fair enough, you do have the right to remain silent. That is very true. Miranda rights and such. But while it should absolutely be illegal, while it should absolutely be perfectly legal to remain silent and such, Unless you have something to hide, you should cooperate with law enforcement. A new action figure becomes all the rage among the boys in Timmy's class. When Timmy's parents get to the store, they buy all of the action figures for Timmy, leaving none for the other children. Well, that's not okay, because surely a kid only needs like one of a particular action figure. That is just absolute greed, and Timmy's parents need a good kick up the arse, quite frankly. You will hear me swear quite a bit, so if you don't like that, then I'm sorry about that, but you know, at least with how stupid these people are in these questions, it is very much warranted. In sex education class, the students are asked to inflate a condom with their mouth. I mean, this seems extremely suspicious. Most sex ed classes, a lot of sex ed classes use a banana or a cucumber or another phallically shaped fruit or vegetable to substitute in for the ding-a-ling to demonstrate how to put a condom on. While knowing how to inflate a condom is quite a good thing to know, I think that I would say it's slightly immoral, because it just feels dodgy to me. It's just an instinct that I have to be suspicious of someone who would ask to do that. I mean, the craziest thing which just happened in a sex ed class I've been in is that there have been like rubber penises brought in. Well, they haven't actually looked like, well, I think it was a dark blue rubber penis that was brought in for my sex ed class last year when me and my peers were around 16, 17. Some of them were, well, a couple of them were 18, but mostly 16, 17. Yeah, anyway, that's slightly suspicious, but not as bad as some of the other stuff. Jane's boss calls all of his employees by their first names, but does not allow any of them to call him by his first name. When Jane insists that this must be a two-way street, he fires her. Well, I think it's a rather trivial offence to fire someone on, but I mean, the whole point of hierarchies is hierarchies exist. You need people above who assume deference and people below who like do the work. And I mean, look, every army needs soldiers and generals. That's all I'll say on that. Every army needs soldiers and generals. The principal of a school says that none of their students are allowed to draw Muhammad on the school premises or to bring Muhammad cartoons to school. That is not okay. That is definitely a free speech infringement. You should absolutely be allowed to draw a cartoon of Muhammad, Jesus, Buddha, Guru Nanak, or any of the umpteen Hindu gods there are. You should be allowed to draw whoever the hell you want, quite frankly. I mean, obviously you shouldn't be drawing like Nazi swastikas, that's a bit of a red line, but you should absolutely be allowed to do cartoons of Muhammad, and if you disagree with that, then you're the reason why there's so much like ill feeling towards Muslims, so yeah. That's on you, man. Man orders a custom-built sex doll designed to look just like his niece. Okay, that is like the worst of the worst. I'm just going to hope and pray that this niece of his is a non-blood relative and is an adult. Because that is the least worst outcome here. But even so, this is a family member, and not an in-law, a proper family member. And yeah, it's certainly weird. It's not an in-law or a step sibling or parent or stepchild or whatever. This is an actual like family member, so very suspicious. I mean, it could be incest as well, which is one of the 6 major sexual sins alongside promiscuity and adultery, which well, not just adultery, just cheating on anyone you're in a relationship with, and as well as, of course, paedophilia, necrophilia, and bestiality. They're the big 6 like sexual sins which you should avoid. In sex education class, the students are told that since the sexes are equal, the girls should sleep with as many guys as they want without fear of being considered sluts. That is not okay. We should not be encouraging promiscuity yet again. Promoting sexual sins is not a good thing. You should absolutely not be promiscuous. You should... I mean, I'd rather be with someone who has had 6 serious partners than someone who's had 3 one-night stands, because at least that person was actually in a relationship and not just slutting about. And that goes for men as well, because Mary Wollstonecraft said that if you give women the same rights as men, they will emulate their virtues. Thing is, they also emulate their vices, which means we have to hold men and women to the same standard. A lot of people would disagree. A lot of people don't seem to do that in our society. That's a damn shame. The head of a public department says that none of her employees are allowed to smoke at all, not even in their free time. Not okay. I don't think you should be micromanaging people's free time in that way, because I mean that just seems a bit like the kind of behaviour you'd expect from a certain Austrian painter. Amy and Mia are co-workers. One day Amy offers Mia to take one of her shifts, no strings attached. Sometime later, Amy could really use someone to fill in for her, but Mia doesn't feel compelled because Amy's original offer had no strings attached, while, I mean, in the terms of the contract, it's perfectly okay in the terms of the agreement that they had, the arrangement they had. But I mean, on a moral level, you should, I mean, look, while there's no compulsion within the bounds of the agreement, obviously, I'd still feel like it's a dick move to put your friend in that position. When Carl's soccer team is squaring off against the team of another nation, he sings along to the team's national anthem instead of his own. Not as bad as some of the other things on this quiz, but certainly a shitty thing to do. I mean, if you represent your country, you should... I mean, unless your country is a despotic shithole like Iran, then I mean, in most cases this is a shitty thing to do, but yeah, in like certain like slim circumstances, it's fine. Scott is hosting a dinner party. For dessert, he serves chocolate cake shaped to look like dog poop. Not only is this okay, this is actually pretty fucking badass. And Scott is probably my favourite person of all the people in these questions, quite frankly. I have a lot of time for Scott, he's a cool guy. When Lily tells her classmate Sue that it's her dream to be prom queen, Sue laughs out loud and says, "You're too ugly for that." Not okay. I mean, teenage girls have enough problems with body image without classmates being bitchy like that, quite frankly, and I do hope Lily finds herself a nice husband or wife or whatever the hell she wants. I mean, I always want the chicks who get shit like that to like, I always root for them. I mean, you should not treat a classmate like that. No effing way. using both a condom and the pill, a brother and a sister decide they want to sleep with each other, just wants to see what it would be like. Well, that is not okay because there is no 100% accurate form of contraception, and that would result in either inbreeding or the sister having to have an abortion, both of which would be absolutely shit outcomes. Tina promises her dying mother she'll visit her grave once a month. After the mother has passed away, she finds it hard to squeeze in the time, and her visits drop to about once a year. Well, I have no real opinion on that because I mean people have busy lives, and she goes once a year, so at least she's making the effort. So I'd say, well, that's perfectly okay, quite frankly. Christian Bakery refused to custom decorate a cake with chocolate layers would carry pro-gay message. I mean, it's a Christian bakery, and I mean, you should know that you should kind of like not act surprised that they would do this. I would say that it's kind of okay because you shouldn't force people to. I mean, the Christian bakery and the gay people who just want to live their lives as equal human beings should be able to coexist. So I'd say it's kind of okay that they would stick to the guns on this. John's soccer coach decides that everyone on the team must wear black soccer shoes, but on the day of the match, John turns up in white soccer shoes instead. I mean, look, there is nothing really particularly wrong with this. I mean, if you see footballers nowadays, they wear all different colour socks and shoes. So I mean, footwear isn't really that big an issue. It's not that deep, man. Bob and Pam are siblings. Bob is given £10 by their father and is told to distribute between them as he likes. Bob gives £1 to Pam, pockets the other 9 himself. This is not okay because it's not particularly. While it's okay in terms of he's doing what his dad says, it's not okay in terms of the fact that that's deeply unfair. Dan turns up the TV just as far as talking about his military service here. That's not okay. Because you should not disrespect you should not disrespect a veteran like that, especially not when he's your own dad. Tim asks his father for permission to stay out late because his classmates are throwing a party. When his dad refuses, Tim slams the door in his face. I mean, while you shouldn't treat your parents like that, really. I mean, fair enough, parents can be a pain in the ass, but it's not that bad, particularly. Actually, I'll just keep it in the middle. I'm not taking a position on that. Some men have a private all-male club, and feminists take them to court demanding that they open it up to women. I mean, if it's a private club, then I do think that people should have the right to I do think the private club should maybe have the right to fraternize. People should have different groups of people should be able to, if they wish, have their own spaces. Of course, society as a whole should be all kinds of people integrated together, but if it's a private space, you have the absolute right to manage that as you wish. A group of parents concerned about their children's risk of obesity demand the local store stop selling XL size candy bars and soft drinks. Yeah, that's no problem. You want your kids to be healthy, and I respect that. Sarah gets drunk in a bar and makes out with 2 strangers at once. That is not okay at all. I mean, you shouldn't do that. An army lieutenant neglects to file a report on a civilian killing done by a trooper because he knows it was an accident. I mean, that's not okay thing to do. I mean, if you're so convinced that you guys are in the right, then you should really be more transparent. A man sets up an unlicensed medical practice but makes all of his customers sign a contract and acknowledging that he's not a licensed physician. I mean, I'd say this is perfectly okay, because if you are going to see someone who is not a licensed physician and you know that, then it's your own stupid fault, quite frankly. If you're going to see this freaking Dr. Rivera from The Simpsons type character. When a homeless man asks Matt for spare change, Matt keeps on walking and says, "Don't talk to me, loser." I mean, that is not okay, because Matt is a massive cunt. Tom and Linda have been dating for almost a year, since they never agreed to be exclusive. Tom sleeps with the women without telling Linda. Well, within the terms of the agreement, that's perfectly okay. However, in terms of, like, moral decency, you should, like, be with one partner at a time. Otherwise, you are a slut. Hannah inherited a dual flag of her country from her father, but has never used it. One day when Hannah is cleaning the house, she discovers that she is out of rags. So she uses the flag as a rag to clean the house. I mean, desperate times to call for desperate measures. I do not see an issue with this personally. I think this is perfectly okay. When Kelly asks Steven out on a date, he sneers and says, "Like I'm gonna date a woman who looks like my overweight bulldog." Not okay. I mean, you are under no obligation to accept a date from someone. That's why consent exists, but there are more polite ways to go about it than that. Because, I mean, as I say, women have enough, like, body image issues nowadays without you being a twat to them. Jack and Will are classmates. Will's father is a lawyer. When he picks up Will from school, he refuses to say hi to Jack's father because he's only a janitor. Not okay, because that is some elitist bullshit. A pair of parents read about the exotic delicacies of Africa and the Far East. In the coming week, they serve dog meat to the children. I mean, that is not okay. I mean, actually, I'm going to keep that in the middle, because if your children consented to this, it's okay, but I mean, it's a matter of consent, really, and there's no clear one way or the other whether the kids consented to being served dog meat or not, so I can't have an opinion. In biology class, a human ham preserved in a jar is passed around among the students. I mean, that is perfectly okay. It's perfect. I mean, it seems pretty, like, normal and scientific. Emma and Cindy, I mean, you dissect whole animals normally in science classes. I personally did not have to when I was at school, but that is a normal thing which does happen. Emma and Cindy are summer interns at Chris's office. Emma does slightly better than Cindy. At the end of the summer, there's only one job opening, but Chris gives it to Cindy because he finds it more attractive. I mean, Emma is the more qualified candidate. Emma should get the job. It's extremely anti-meritocratic to not give her the job, therefore, this is very not okay. While on a live on-air TV show, a man kills a baby rabbit with a knife. I mean, that is not okay. I mean, what kind of disgusting human being does that? If a guy does that on live TV for real, I will hunt him down. I'll hunt him down like a fucking wild animal. Sarah's dog has 4 puppies. She can only find a home for 2 of them, so she kills the other 2 with a stone to the head. Not okay. I mean, there are some questions which make my stomach churn in this quiz. Those last 2 are the ones which do make my stomach churn. I mean, there are some horrific things in this world, and this is one of them, so this is very not okay. Alright, let's see what the results are. My strongest moral foundation is care, and my morality is closest to that of a conservative. That's actually pretty... I'll take that, because conservatives don't get everything wrong. So anyway, thank you for taking the time to watch today. Please subscribe and comment down below. We can continue the conversation, and I will hopefully talk to you soon. Take care of yourselves and have a nice rest of your day.